Good evening and welcome to Skinny Sports Bar and Grill, located at the corner of Huntuna Gage here in the capital city of Kansas. As for the next hour, it will be all Washburn men's basketball as we are gearing up for the 15th appearance for the Washburn men's basketball team in the NCAA tournament. That is right. It is win and go home. The selection show was on Sunday, and the Washburn Ichabods earned a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. That will be coming up on Saturday, and it will be late night with the Ichabods. 5:45 with the tip-off from Aberdeen, South Dakota, as the Washburn men's basketball team will be taking on the Missouri Western State Griffins. That is right. It will be an MIAA affair for the first round of the NCAA tournament. And for the next hour, we're going to talk with head coach Brett Fowler of the Washburn men's basketball team. We're going to talk with the hero, that's right, the hero, Tyler Guyman, who hit the three-quarter court. We're calling it 57 feet, but I'm sure it's already got to 60 feet, which I'm okay with, hitting the game-winning MIAA tournament championship buzzer beater. And we'll talk with the man who should get the assist. It was one dribble, so normally you get an assist if you get it to somebody who takes one dribble and makes the shot. So we'll talk with Jace Williams coming up today as well to wrap up, hopefully, which is the penultimate Washburn Coaches Show. Because if they win on Saturday, they play on Sunday. If they win on Sunday, they play on Tuesday. And if they win on Tuesday, then they will play on Wednesday of next week, or the 2 weeks, I guess I should say, when the Washburn men will be in the Elite Eight. We're hoping the Ichabods make it that far, and we've got a lot to get to here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Come on out here to Skinny's at Huntoon and Gage. The Big 12 tournament will be tomorrow, on Friday, on Saturday. Come on out here to Skinny Sports Bar and Grill to watch all the action for the Big 12 tournament. But the Washburn Ichabods, as I mentioned, 19-6 on the season, coming off a win over Northwest Missouri State, 69-68. We welcome in the head coach of the Washburn men's basketball team, head coach Brett Fowler, joining us here. And Brett, NCAA tournament time. You've had plenty of experience at the Division I level. Now this is 3 of the last 4 years that you have made the NCAA tournament. Last year there was no tournament. The year before that you were a 3 seed. So the Washburn Ichabods, back-to-back trips to the NCAA tournament, both 3 seeds. Gotta have a little pep in your step right now if you're an Ichabod fan and you're a fan of this basketball team.
I appreciate you acknowledging that. I talked to our team about that today a little bit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the 15th year that Washburn's been to the NCAA tournament, and I think they started playing the tournament at the Division II level in the 60s. So, approximately 60 years of NCAA tournaments that you're eligible for. And, I told the guys, listen, Coach his name's on the court. Hell of a coach and won a ton of games and a ton of great players came through here. And this will be our 15th trip in basically 60 years. So, whatever that is, 75% of the time, they don't go. And I think that shows you how hard it is to get there. And so I said, don't take that for granted that we've been able to make it this year and 3 out of the last 4 years. I think our program should be proud about that because it's such a hard thing to get to in this league and in this region because the teams are so good. And I think we need to acknowledge that. But on the exact same sentence, on the flip side, now we've got to take the next step and go and try to find a way to win some games there, which we know won't be easy. But I think we can feel good about going. But let's find a way to take that next step and look at it as a 3-game tournament in which we're trying to win 3 games this day.
Well, let's get to just kind of the logistics with all of this. You found out Sunday night, hey, you know what? We're the 3 seed. That's great. And so now, what is the process for you guys as you gear up for the game on Saturday? It's Tuesday. That's a long ways away, but the lead up to that, the testing is completely different. We heard today from Bill Self that they have to test negative 7 consecutive times in order to get into the bubble, if you will, in the Indianapolis area. You're going up to Aberdeen, South Dakota. What is the testing protocol there? How many times have you been tested? And what's the schedule for you guys?
I try not to complain about some of this stuff, Jake, but why are we making it so difficult to even get in the bubble? I don't understand that part. That frustrates me a little bit. We've been testing once a week the whole season. It worked at the Division II level. It's certainly in the MIAA. We got all of our games in. It's worked in college basketball. All these teams are playing. And now all of a sudden we want to change the dynamics of everything. And and again, I don't want people to take COVID into the bubble, but I certainly think that what we've been doing and is working. And if you're symptomatic, then okay, now we've got to obviously take the right steps and be cautious. But anyways, that part of it I don't get. But we one Saturday we got back about 10 o'clock from that. Had Sunday off. We practiced yesterday. We COVID tested. Going back, we had a COVID test last Thursday, which was our first COVID test. We COVID tested Monday morning, practiced Monday afternoon. We practiced this afternoon. We'll COVID test again tomorrow morning. We'll practice tomorrow early afternoon and then depart for Sioux City, Iowa. We're going to go ahead and just drive halfway up and stay in Sioux City, and then we'll get up and practice on Thursday morning, and then drive the rest of the way to Aberdeen on Thursday afternoon. Once we get there Thursday afternoon, we have to COVID test. Go to the hotel. Friday, we have to COVID test, I believe. It's all running together now. We'll practice on site Friday afternoon, and then I don't think we have to COVID test on Saturday, but we'll play Saturday. And I haven't looked at the testing beyond Saturday. I've kind of just got Saturday with our schedule and settled into that. But that's kind of the logistics of everything right now.
We're talking with head coach Fred Fowler of the MIAA champion of the MIAA tournament. The Washburn Ichabods win the MIAA championship for the first time since 2012. They've been in the MIAA championship game 3 of the last 4 years, getting the win on Saturday against the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. We'll get into more of that game coming up here in just a little bit with how well this team has played. But as of right now, being the 3 seed in the NCAA tournament, you take on the 4 seed, the 6 seed, which is Missouri Western State. If you win that one, you will take on Northwest Missouri State. And have you been given a reason that they just strictly go with the numbers and everything like that on why you continue to play teams in your own league? There was no non-conference play in any league this year. So to me, it stands to reason that you might want to mix up some of the games every now and then. Have they given you a reason at all as that, or as a coach, you're a lot more, hey, you know what? It's out of my control. I don't want to deal with it. You're very good at compartmentalizing that. It's just next day up for you. But I know there's been a lot of people that have asked me and said, well, why are we playing Western again when we could play, a team from the Northern side?
Yeah. I have not asked that. Have not checked on that, and I think best. I think right now my focus needs to be on looking at it as a great opportunity, which I think it is, and 100% of our focus needs to be on how do we win a 3-game tournament and Western. I think that certainly though. I'm a little bit new to Division II, a little bit new to the league, but now in year 4, I think that I'm starting to get more comfortable with some of these things, and I think questions need to be. I think those things need to be addressed. I think we constantly. Your goal is to put the best product on the court, and your goal is to find. I would think would be to find the true champion. And you could certainly argue that right now, you could argue in a way the NCAA tournament doesn't necessarily find the true champion, anyways, because it's one and done, and so many things can happen, and you've seen that in Division I over the years. It's not necessarily the best team that wins it, the team that is able to get hot and win the NCAA tournament. But I think that it stands to argue: are we really putting the best product on the court? And are we doing a service to the student athletes who have sacrificed and grinded all year long and just want a fair opportunity to go compete for a championship? And again, I'm not going to get too in depth on it right now, but I think you could probably argue. Let's just look at the Central region right now. Northwest has won the national championship. twice in the last 4 years. I guess Missouri won it 7 years ago. Northern State competed in the national championship game 3 years ago. Augustana won it 6 or 7 years ago. Northern State or Augustana played in the national championship game 7 or 8 years ago. So within the last 8 years, I think we're probably looking at the Central region has had either the national champion or a team play in that championship game 80% of the time, whatever you want to, whatever the number is. And so, I think that shows you this region is, you could argue, the best right now, the best region in Division II basketball. And so I think you got to look at is there potentially a better way we could be doing this? I know a lot of it, Jake, has to come down to budget at the Division II level. We're trying to keep people from traveling too far outside of the region because of budget. But I think that a little bit of that argument is a little archaic. It used to be a little bit harder to set up travel. It used to be a little bit harder without the internet and everything that we have in all of our hands right now to set up buses and hotels and meals and get your fans information and all that stuff. Well, now you get pretty much anywhere in the country. And could it cost you a little bit more? Potentially.
But I think every school would say, I'm willing to pay a little bit more to maybe put myself in a better opportunity. And just the one thing that I don't mind Northwest being the 2 seed. I really don't, because you're going to eventually have to play those guys anyway. What I dislike is that you're playing the conference tournament over again. You just had the conference tournament. Why are you playing it over again? I would much rather drive a little bit longer and play somebody in the GLVC or the GLIAC or even the GAC, drive down and I understand also that, they changed up the conferences because there are 9 conferences that didn't play this year. So that to me means you can maybe even shift it even a little bit more because it's not a true champion. I call it a regional champions champion because we're going to take the best team from this region and the best team from this region. And for those of you listening, I'll relate it to you like this. That would be like KU playing Oklahoma in the first round of the NCAA tournament, then playing West Virginia in the second round of the NCAA tournament, and then Baylor in the Sweet 16. That makes no sense. And I understand Division I has a lot more of the money, but just if you're supposed to do it for the student athlete, to me that makes more sense.
Yeah, and I think we could find a way.
To make it work. I really do.
I really do. And it takes a little more work, and it may cost a little bit more money, which that's the thing right there, right? It's the money that people, the schools are trying to save. And so listen, I do think that's something that we need to continue to address at the Division II level. But I'll go back to, and I told our team this, and I really truly believe this. For the fans, I get it, but I think for our team, it's a pretty cool opportunity that you get to try to eliminate schools that have been a little bit of a thorn in your side here the last couple of years, and and then potentially on the other side of the bracket that plays out, the Northern State is the host when you potentially play them in a big time atmosphere. They get great support on Tuesday. And so I think there's a million positive things. So I know our guys I'm excited. I really I'm fired up. I'm excited. And like I told our guys, I love to compete. So if they told us we were playing on Antarctica on an iceberg, and we were playing the Harlem Globetrotters, I don't care. Let's go play.
I might probably look at that one from a television camera. There. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You're not gonna make that trip.
Yeah, me and the cold don't really jive.
So I don't, for me, I'm just glad I'm glad we're in. I'm glad we still compete, and we've got a lot of respect for the teams that we're going to potentially have to play, especially the first one. And so let's hook up. Let's go see what happens.
The Washburn Ichabod's again 19-6 on the year. Fantastic year. The final rankings came out. They are 17th in the country heading into the NCAA tournament. Again, as a 3 seed, that means they are the third best team in this central region, which is a heck of an accomplishment in and of itself. They also won the MIAA championship on Saturday against Northwest Missouri State. We will go through that entire game and see how calm and cool and collected head coach Brett Fowler was right before Tyler Guyman left the shot, and then once he found out that a 60-footer went through. We will get to all of that coming up here from Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Corner of Huntuna Gauge here in the capital city. Jacob on with you again. Coming out here to Skinnies tomorrow. The Big 12 tournament. K-State will be in action at 5:30. Iowa State and Oklahoma will follow. Coming out to Skinnies and coming up on Thursday. AU will be in action. They've got the second session. They'll either take on Iowa State or Oklahoma. My guess it's going to be Oklahoma since Iowa State hasn't won a game since the non-conference. They're winless right now. Tough go of it if you're a Cyclone fan. They really love going to the Big 12 tournament. I don't fancy them making a huge appearance at the Big 12 tournament this year. But coming out to Skinny's, check out all of the games on the Big 12 tournament here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget lunch special 11 to 2, cheeseburger and fries. The Washburn Ichabod, 19-6. They took care of business against Rogers State 78-59 in the quarterfinals of the MIAA tournament. Looked good, played good. Then in the semifinals, they took down Missouri Western 101-72, and it was a fantastic performance for the Washburn men's basketball team. The most points they've scored all season long, 101. They clicked on all cylinders. And then they took on the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats in the championship game for the third time in the last 4 years. As we're talking with head coach Brett Fowler, and I want to take this half by half. This was one of the best basketball games and a different game that you played with this. The previous two games, 88-85 overtime. The loss that you guys had, 88-86 overtime. And this one, 69-68. It was a defensive, especially first half. Score at halftime, 30-19. Like, it went completely different than the other two games. Were you surprised at that?
Not necessarily. I know that we've tightened things up defensively here the last month or so of the season for the most part, and they're a great defensive team, and they've had a lot of they don't have a lot of possession games where it's high possession because they play at a pretty methodical pace and
Use the shot
they're
clock.
so good defensively that they've had some games that are somewhat low scoring. But I thought our defense in the first half was tremendous. It was a very very physical first half. The refs really let us beat each other up on both sides. I felt like. And we held them to 19 points, and that's hard to do because they're so good offensively. But I thought that that was probably our best half of defensive basketball. We just we were good. We were good on the ball. We were good in ball screens, and then we eliminated for the most part the second chance opportunities for them.
So at halftime, you're up 30-19. Phenomenal half of basketball. Jalen Lewis was outstanding in that first half. Had 15 points in the first half, and he's been playing great. What is said at halftime there? Because you got 20 minutes from the first MIAA championship, the MIAA tournament championship since 2012. What's kind of going through the halftime speech, and what are the players talking about?
Not a ton of adjustments to make, especially on the defensive end. We felt like we were pretty locked in, so just wanted our guys to continue to emphasize what we talked about in the pregame and continue playing the same way on the defensive end. And then offensively, we wanted to try to take advantage of some mismatches a little bit and continue to get Jay Lou going. But also just warning them that, like, listen, this is a championship team. We're playing on their home court. They're going to make a run, and the crowd's going to get into it. And every basket they make this half is going to be the crowd. The crowd's going to make it seem like it's a 2-point game, and we just got to keep playing, next play mentality, and just trying to warn our guys because I've been through this enough and played those guys enough that we knew. You're hopeful. Hopefully they don't, but we wanted to try to prepare our guys. That, like, listen, it's probably coming, and so second half when they did, they got we kind of went back and forth the first 10 minutes, and then from about the 10-minute mark to the 5-minute mark, they went on a run and took the lead.
They got the lead by 4.
Yeah, and I liked our guys. I just think that we never showed too much emotion one way or the other. I thought that our body language, our huddles, the communication in our huddles between players and coaches, I thought it was always in a pretty positive place. And I just love that our guys just kind of stuck with the game plan and never panicked.
The Washburn Ichabods are down by 4 with 5 minutes and 31 seconds left. That can be a little demoralizing after you led by 13, led by 11, and with 10 minutes to go in the game, you're still leading it. Now all of a sudden you're down by 4. What was the body language of your guys nearing that under 8, nearing the 5-minute mark?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I thought we looked a little fatigued, but I thought both teams, and I told our guys in one of the huddles, like, listen, a couple of their guys have played the entire game. We had gotten, all of our guys at least a little bit of a blow, and with Guyman and Lewis, and Nelly and Nelson played a lot of minutes. But I told our guys, listen, giving you guys a couple of quick breaks. I think we should be the tougher, fresher team here in the last 5 minutes. Trying to emphasize that, and just continue to get stops. And offensively, they're so hard to score against. They're linked, but wanted to continue to be aggressive, especially with Jalen. And Jalen, continue to take advantage of the mismatch you have. We tried to establish Johnny a little bit more in the second half, and never really could get that going. And we watched some film on that this week, and that's something that if we have an opportunity to play those guys again, we've got to clean up because Johnny was such a big weapon the first 2 times we played him, and they neutralized him this last game, which that was an emphasis for them, and they did a nice job of it. But never really could get Johnny going. Offensively, we never really got in a great flow second half, but scored enough to keep the game close.
When you look at it, we're talking with head coach Brett Fowler here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill for the Washburn Coaches Show. Again, Washburn's playing Saturday, 8:45 in the evening, 8:30 pregame coverage around there. We'll be taking on Missouri Western. We'll get to the Griffins here in a little bit. But you got some big contributions leading up to the final 30 seconds. Connor Depabaugh hits an unbelievable 3, and he's really improved his 3. He's 50% now from the field. He's shooting it well, but 2 big free throws from Connor. He got some big buckets there. Jalen Lewis hitting free throws. You go 11 of 12 from the free throw line, and most of those were late, which is huge, and that really kept you in it with a couple big shots. And then, of course, it's tied up at 66 with 30 seconds to go. You don't call a timeout. You say, hey, you know what? Tyler Guyman is All-American. He should be at least before the year's over, I'd guess. We'll let Tyler Guyman make a play. So you just say, Ty, do your thing, and it ends up not coming to fruition. But you're okay with what Tyler Guyman does because, I mean, the guy before the heroics had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's normally doing everything. So the shot doesn't go down, then what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think you even go back. Connor. You mentioned Connor Neffall. He made a couple of huge plays. He came up with a couple loose balls, and then he got the deflection. We're down.
Oh, that's right.
No, we're down one.
Down one with
a minute
40,
left.
Yeah, about
50 seconds left, and we call a
right.
timeout. We get our little press, and he gets the deflection, the steal, throws at the Guyman that puts us up one. In that situation. And then we got the last shot. So we're basically going to get the last shot. There was a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and we were down. It was a tie game at that point. So we got the ball tied. 5-second difference. You feel like you're going to get pretty much the last shot of the game. Run a high ball screen for Guyman. He shoots a step back, which I'm fine with. Tyler made such great decisions, played so well this year that basically whatever he does right now, I'll be pretty good with. But he shoots a step back, which is a shot he likes to get to. Trevor Hudgens makes a heck of a defensive play, gets a piece of it. Ball goes up in the air, and if there's one player on the court that you, as a Washburn fan, don't want to get the ball, it'd be Diego Bernard because he's one of the fastest.
He's one of those athletic guys in the NCAA.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, for sure. Probably. When you measure everything, he's probably the most athletic guy in the NCAA, and really, really good in transition. So the last guy you want that ball to come down to is him, and guess where it went? Him. We are scrambling back in transition. I've had a chance to watch the film now, and the ref, it's hard on the refs because they're sprinting back in transition. He's turning to see the play. It's a bang play. I think it's one of those plays. If you're a Washburn fan, you say it's no question you play on. I think if you're a Northwest fan, you say it's no question you call the foul. But we get the foul called, and 2.9 seconds left, and obviously I'm upset. Team is dejected, and you feel like at worst you're going to go to overtime, and now all of a sudden, they got a chance to win it.
Well, here is how I saw it through my eyes because I am seated kind of where Washburn is at the high top, kind of in a press box area. I've got a few Washburn fans below me to my right and a ton of Northwest fans to my left, and they are hyped. They are excited. Bernard makes the first free throw. I see a guy in front of me start texting, and I guarantee he's like, "We're going to win the MIAA" and all this kind of stuff. Like, you can see all that happening, and then the Washburn Ichabods pull off a stunner. Here is what it sounded like. And again, I am a Washburn alum. I bleed Washburn blue, which technically is Yale blue if you want to go with our specific colors. And I want Washburn to win, maybe more so than anybody. It's my alma mater, and I love you guys. I know how much you guys have worked. So I got a little hype. I'm not going to lie to you, Coach. But here is how it sounded, at least through my eyes, and with the Northwest fans within an earshot of me as well. And I got a few glares from some Northwest fans after I went a little bit excited with Washburn winning the MIAA championship. So the Washburn Ichabod. The Washburn Ichabods win it for the first time since 2012, pandemonium it goes on, and the best part about the pandemonium is that it is silent except for the 45 fans of Washburn, me losing my mind, and the Washburn players. Everybody else is not even moving or glaring up at me. And that is maybe the best part about that entire thing, Brett, is everybody from Northwest. It was like they couldn't believe that somebody beat them. And not only has Washburn beaten Northwest twice now, the Bearcats hadn't lost on their home court in 4 years before last year when you or earlier this year when you guys beat them, and now you beat them twice. They haven't lost on their home court at Bearcat Arena twice in 6 years. Like that was everything was awesome to me about that moment with everybody hugging Tyler Guyman, you fist pumping left and right. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I lost my mind a little bit. I blacked out for about 30 seconds and really didn't know what I did. So you showed me on the post game interview. You had your phone and man, you never know how you're going to react in those situations. But I definitely was emotionally invested, and I loved your call. Loved everything about it. I was you go from about as low as you can go.
You can hear I'm dejected, and Bernard makes the first.
Yeah, and and it's feel like you kind of let it slip away. They shot 34 free throws. I think we shot 12, and you're just feeling like, man, we just didn't, we didn't make enough plays and a couple big calls and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, I know it was a lucky shot, right? Like I get there's some luck involved when you shoot it from 57 feet from the basket, but I also know the kid that shot it and how much he has invested in his game, how hard he works, how hard he competes, what he's about, what his DNA is about. And if there's a guy that's going to make a shot like that and deserve a shot like that, it's probably him. And so when it went in, I was happy for our team. I was happy for him. I was happy for everybody at Washburn. It obviously felt good to do that on their home court. I told our guys in the locker room too. It's like, listen, not only did you win the MIAA championship, you had to do it in an environment where we were playing. And like the capacity was supposed to be at 25%, and if that's 25% capacity, I'd hate to see what 100% capacity was because I felt like that place was 75% full, and it was loud, and their fans were awesome. And I give a lot of credit to our fans. We only had probably 50 fans there, but they were really into it and gave our guys great energy. And so when it went in, it was just one of those moments that will stick with me forever. And I know our guys on our team will remember it forever. It was incredible, and happy for our team and everybody that supports our program.
The thing that I look is underrated about this is the decision making of Jace Williams. Because the play, as you and Tyler Guyman and Jalen Lewis have told me, was, Jace throws it near kind of mid-court to Connor Defabaugh, and then Defabaugh tries to tip it to someone for a catch and shot and everything like that. And he has the wherewithal. Hey, you know what? I don't think it's going to be there. It's better to. I always say it's better to get a shot off than not have a chance at all in those situations. 2.7 seconds left. You can get a dribble or two, and he decides, you know what, I'm gonna give it to Tyler Guyman, and Tyler takes one dribble and lined it up, and again he got a good look. I was very surprised that Northwest did not cover him immediately when the ball at least came in to try to turn him once or turn him twice, much like Washburn did to Central Missouri when you guys scored with about 2 seconds left in Warrensburg. I was surprised they didn't come out and guard Tyler because, again, I'm not trying to say, he's like Steph Curry or Damian Lillard and he's going to make it from half court. But he got a comfortable half court heave look.
Yeah, I got a clean look. I think it's hard in those situations because if you over pressure, then the guy gets back past you and gets a clean look close to the basket. I think they were probably a little bit gun shy off of what happened to us. The first time we played there, and we foul in a similar situation where they get it with 3 seconds left and throw it up the court. And then, we try to contest the shot, which you want to, but then we foul and they make 3 free throws to send it to overtime. So that was probably in the back of Trevor Hudgens' mind. I was happy he backed up as far as he did because, really Guyman could just line it up and let it fly. And happy Jace made the decision he made. We wanted to throw it down the court and, kind of the Christian Leitner type play or the Valpo type play, depending on how they covered it. And he made the right decision. I joked after the game with our guys. I said, I always feel like we give more credit to the assist than the shot. And so I said, Jace did all the work. He did most of the work with the pass. But yeah, it was cool. All the different angles I've seen of it and the way our guys reacted. And it was also like he shot it, and so you knew they have to go to the monitor and review it. But it's like, okay,
I knew that. I knew that.
And also it went in at a time where there wasn't going to be any time left. So like the timing of it was cool because sometimes it's like, all right, did he actually get it off? Because we had that at Fort Hays with Jalen Lewis, a shot like first play of the year. We didn't know, and that one it was like a no-brainer, and it went in with the red light on, so there was going to be no time left, and so everything timed up perfect. And I know our guys, obviously, the celebration was pretty cool to be a part of.
We're talking with head coach Fred Fowler of the Washburn Ichabod, and I want to mention we talked about Tyler Guy, we talked about Jalen Lewis, Jace and everything, but there is Connor Defall. I do want to mention Will McKee.
Mm-hmm.
Will McKee did not score in this game, and I thought he was awesome. He did he's long at 6'7". They run the pick and roll about 9 trillion times, and it's annoying. And I just thought the way he defended, there's a reason why they went just 6 to 25 from 3, is because their pick and pop wasn't there. And I thought Will McKee was really good in this game. And that just goes to show you can't look at a box score, but there is that little plus minus in the corner. He was the highest plus minus. I thought Will McKee was really good.
Yeah, I'm glad you acknowledged him. Will's been really good the last 3 weeks or so. A lot of our fans know this, but he blew out his knee last 2 years ago. Missed last year as a medical redshirt. Came back this year. Was kind of building, was playing solid, and then tweaked his knee again. I think that was late January, early February. And honestly, there was a time when I thought he was going to be done. He tweaked it a little bit, and we weren't sure what was going on with it. We had to shut him down for at least a week, and it was tough. I felt bad for Will, and he was down, and we weren't sure that we were going to get him back. So since then, it took him a week or two to kind of get his confidence back and his court legs back and his knocked some of the rust off. But man, he played really well against Missouri Western as far as making shots and defensively. But he's been locked in on the defensive end. He's rebounding it well, and I'm really, really, really pleased for that kid because, he went through a lot with the injury mentally and physically, and he looks good. He had a great, another good practice today. He's really flying around right now. You can tell he feels confident and his body feels good.
Well, we're going to talk with Tyler Guyman and Jace Williams here for this full edition of the NCAA Tournament Coaches Show here at Skinny's. And I could ask you about Missouri Western, but I mean, we've talked about Missouri Western 3 different times this year. They're a streaky team. You got to get out on them early. Don't let it get in a rhythm. Know that it's going to be kind of a muck and grind it out. They play a lot of guys. They got size, and that's. I mean, you guys know each other. There's no secret here.
Yeah, they're a team that can get momentum as quick as anybody in our league, and once they get it, they get very confident. And they're a team that plays really well against us. They didn't play great against us last week, but also they were beat up. Tyrell Carroll was not 100%. Some of the other guys were nicked up and banged up. So we'll have a chance to get healthy this week, and we'll see them at full capacity, I'm sure. But they played well against us, and it's a team that, it's beneficial to jump on them early if you can, because when they see some shots on the basket, they get a lot of confidence. And like I said, they have played us really, really tough here the last couple of years. And it'll be like it has been, it'll be a challenge. But I also think our guys, we need to have a couple more good practices leading up. But we should take a lot of confidence out of the conference tournament with how we're playing, especially on the defensive end. I really, really like how we're locked in. Need to rebound it a little bit better. We got to clean up the rebounding side of it. But we can guard like we're guarding, and I know our guys will share it. And I think that our guys will be ready to go.
Well, hopefully we will talk to you sometime next week because the Elite Eight starts on Wednesday of next week. Hopefully we'll talk to you sometime, 2 weeks from that. Yeah. Hopefully we can talk to you, but if we don't, I'll say this: the Washburn basketball team had one heck of a season thus far. 19-6, and we're still playing, baby. The NCAA tournament. Safe travels up to Aberdeen, and best of luck against Missouri Western and the weekend.
Thanks. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Jake, I think we've got the fourth most wins in Division II this year.
And two of them are also one of them's in your conference in Northwest.
Yeah, so I think, and again, part of it, but that means our guys, we got to play our games, which means they're disciplined with that. And then we showed up, and to have the fourth most wins out of all the teams playing Division II basketball, proud of what we've done. Now we got to go make some noise in the tournament.
Best of luck.
Thanks, Jake.
That is head coach Fred Fowler of the Washburn Ichabod. Coming up next, we are going to hear from Tyler Diamond and Jace Williams to wrap up this edition of the Washburn Coach Show. To Skinny Sports Bar and Grill, located corner here of Huntoon and Gage. Come on out to Skinny's tomorrow to watch the Big 12 tournament. K-State in action, 5:30 tip-off between K-State and TCU. Of course, on Thursday, KU is awaiting the winner of Iowa State and Oklahoma. And if K-State wins, they'll play Baylor at 1:30 coming up on Thursday. So a lot of action. Come out of here to Skinny's at Huntoon and Gage. Right now, we're going to talk with the Jace Williams, the 6'5" senior, and Jace, the dual sports star, of course, does quarterback, tight end, wide receiver for the Washburn football team. Also blocks shots and makes a game-winning assist. Did you? I need to look at this. Did you get a game-winning assist on the pass to Tyler Diamond? Do we know that? Let's look at the box score here. It says here, Jace Williams. No assist. We got to work on that from the Northwest, bookkeeping. One dribble and a shot's an assist to me, right?
Right. I was asked that a few times actually, and I didn't know, but I don't know if it matters how much the ball bounces between the pass or if he bounces it. But I asked him if he wanted it, and he was all for it.
So that's what I want to know. Let's get to some more details about this. Diego Bernard makes the first free throw. The first one. What's going through your head right now?
I took a look down the floor because I knew I was going to have Jay Lou if he missed it just to catch it and throw it. And I saw they had one guy back, so I thought I had to hit him on the sideline. And then after it went in, I just grabbed it and looked. and their whole team was all the way back, so I knew I wasn't just gonna throw it to them.
So, because you got 5 seconds, is that part of your process, like to slow things down? Like, I don't just have to grab it and chuck it. I need to have the calmness and the wherewithal to try to make a very, deliberate decision.
Right? Yeah, I probably took my time a little too long when I first got it, but like I said, I didn't really want to just throw it away. Like I wanted us to get a shot up. So I stood there, looked at Ty, and then he told me, "Let's go." So
So you actually had the conversation. Do you want it? Like he heard you, and you heard him say, "Yeah, just throw it to me." And did you throw it to him? Did you try to lead him a little bit with the pass?
a little bit, like I didn't want to roll it and make him have to like bend down, pick it up. But I didn't want to just hit him with a chest pass either and start the clock right away. So I figured I would just kind of toss it out there and see what he wanted to do with it when out of my hands at that point.
When he picked it up, took a dribble, you're walking behind him because you know there's nothing I can do. I mean, I've done my job. I threw you the basketball. But you're in a pretty good spot. Did you see it was online, or when you looked up? Because after I saw the highlights a bunch, I thought there's so many bars and everything at this arena that I thought maybe one of the ball's going to hit one of those crossing bars that they have. I don't know why they have so many of them. But did you see it? Was it online? And you were like, oh my gosh, that's got a chance.
Oh yeah, as soon as you let go of it, I got to watch it the whole way. I knew it was right on line, but the only question was if it was far enough or too far. So then at that point, everyone's just looking at it, and then the rest is history, I guess. It was nothing but that.
It went nothing but net. And your reaction, because the video is fun, you just stopped and then you immediately turn and try to find Tyler, and he's running around, doing the airplane thing like every 7-year-old likes to do. And then it's just pandemonium. And did you realize maybe not at the time, like the entire gym was essentially quiet, but a little tiny sliver of Washburn fans.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that necessarily, but I was talking to a few people after the game, and just like when you see someone hit like a half court shot or a shot that far away, like you kind of just like, wow, like they hit that, like you don't expect it to go
Yeah,
in,
a little shock.
right? So that's why my pause was kind of like, wow, he hit that, and then the next realization was we just won the game. That was enough to win. So
When you look at that victory, how big does that do for your guys' confidence? I know it's a half court eve. I understand that, but you've now beat them twice. You're the only team to beat them, and you're playing well. Does that give you more confidence, or you know what? Even if you didn't win it, the euphoria is maybe not quite the same. Is it a little bit different going into this week?
I don't know how much it would have changed, but obviously us winning that game gives us a huge confidence boost. Being able to say we were tournament champs, like we got to beat them at their house, which was pretty cool. But I think win or lose, I think we still have a lot of confidence in the fact that we played them close every single game we played them. Like we were punch for punch, like right there at the end of the game. Like that, can't ask for much more within winning this is at the end of the game.
We're talking with Jace Williams, the 6'5" senior for the Washburn men's basketball team, and how tough is it going up against these two teams, Western and then Northwest? Because you play them right away. Are you bummed at all that we get to face them again, or would you like to, I like felt like new blood where you face Wayne or Moorhead, or you know what, it doesn't matter.
I don't think it really matters in the big picture. Just the opportunity to get to play this time of year is great. I don't think it matters who we're playing against, but to get to play who we're playing, I think it helps us a little bit scouting wise. We got to see both teams a few times, and then the tournament I think should give us confidence to know that we can beat these teams back to back.
The difference between Northwest and Western as a post player for you, I mean, it's like night and day. I mean, it is wild because Western's got big post players who like to bang inside, and whereas Northwest doesn't have a post player, and you're essentially guarding the pick and roll every single possession. Is there a more different set of teams than those two?
I'm not really sure. When you put it that way, like it's kind of nice to know, like at Mo West, like I'm gonna be aiming for like paint to paint, running the floor, because I know they're big gonna be doing the same thing. So I just gotta remember to kind of flip a switch, or just remember that I might not be running basket to basket when playing Northwest. I gotta find a shooter, or off on a quick ball screen right away. So ball screen stuff about the same. Like you got to guard either way. Like guards got to get through. Bigs got to have a nice show. But it is pretty crazy that it's different like that. You pointed out.
Well, you had your senior day, and this is kind of your last go around on the basketball side of things. But I do have to ask this: no football this year, which you were very disappointed about. Do you feel different right now because of no football, or at this time your body gets used to no or having to play football and then going right into basketball because what you're able to do is honestly ridiculous because the wear and tear of football. I know what that's like. And then you don't even have a break. You get like 3 days off. Coach Ballard's like, well, now we got to get you ready conditioning wise. Do you feel different right now? Do you feel a little bit more juiced because of no football?
This late in the season, probably not too different because you'd find like I'd get into that groove whether there was football or not. But I could definitely tell at the beginning of the year, like it felt like my legs were maybe under me a little better, like not getting beat up once a week.
Yeah.
Or, I could tell a difference earlier in the year, but once I got in the groove of basketball, it's just kind of been flowing from there.
All righty, final question I've got for you. On the drive up there, are you a movie guy? Are you a Netflix guy, music guy, or are you just going to sleep? You got 8 hours to get there, my friend.
Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit of all of it. Definitely some music, probably some games on the phone. If I get bored enough, I'll probably break out the schoolwork for a couple hours. Just get something done and obviously pass some time. But it'll be a trip.
Well, it's been fantastic following you guys, and the Ichabod's 19-6, and hopefully we have a few more games left to play. Best of luck in the NCAA tournament.
Appreciate it.
That is Jace Williams, the terrific 6'5" senior for the Washburn men's basketball team. We'll wrap up this edition of the Washburn Coaches Show with Tyler Guyman, the hero for the Washburn men's basketball team. The 6'1" senior joins us next year as you're listening to the Washburn Coaches Show. In Topeka. This will finish up the Washburn Coaches Show unless the Ichabod's win the Central Region. We'll find out if they win on Saturday. Again, 8:45 with the tip-off, 8:30 pregame coverage. If they win on Saturday, it'll be 7:45 tip-off on Sunday. They win that game, then they'll play on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So that is the schedule. Win on Saturday, play on Sunday, win on Sunday, play on Tuesday. And if they win that one, we will then have another edition of the Washburn Coaches Show. But we're going to finish up this final 6 minutes with Tyler Guyman, the 6'1 senior who hits the game-winning 57-foot shot to win the MIAA tournament. And my first question for you, Tyler, has nothing to do with the shot. It has everything to do. How many texts did you have, or in your case, because you guys are young and you're technology savvy, how many Instagram messages and Snapchats, and did you have a couple TikToks? Take me through how many messages you got.
I would say my notifications were definitely close to 200 texts all combined. I was trying to respond to people, but it was getting tough. So at the end of the night, I kind of just put my phone down and waited till the next day.
Did any of your former teammates say anything to you?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of them were watching live, so I got a lot of texts from them.
Oh, so they were watching it on the MIAA channel.
Yeah. And like Cam Wiggins live tweeted it. It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. So, and that's maybe might be the most fun part is your former teammates, the Brady Skeens and the Blakes, and I'm sure Tyus Martin sent you messages, that type of thing. Like, buddy, I can't believe you just did that.
Yeah, for sure. It means a lot.
When you look at the final play, did you know it was good?
I knew it was definitely online, so I knew it had a chance to go. Right as I shot it, it felt good off the hand, so I knew it had a chance, and it went in. Kind of went slow-mo, blacked out for a second.
So that was my. Do you remember doing the little airplane thing?
No, I don't know what that was. I've never done that.
Because that was awesome. Because the video shows you making it, and then you're just like a 7-year-old at the park. I'm guessing after you hit that game winner. Because everybody practices that, 3, 2, 1, and you shoot it, and you actually got to live it.
Yeah, for sure. It was crazy. I had a little bit go through my head if I should stand up on the scores table, do a little D-Wade, but that didn't happen.
Have you been able to poke fun a little bit at your head coach for him going a little crazy?
Well, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't even know he was out there, and then in the video, I see him just sprint, has about a 4.240 in him. And then a bunch of coaches realized it, and they started running back to the bench. So it was funny.
Well, we're talking with Tyler Guyman, the 6'1 senior. And Tyler, when you look at this season as a whole and how well have you played, what is then you think the biggest reason that you took a big jump from last year to this
year? I would just say the work I put in and just the confidence I had and the confidence my team had in me. We also had some injury problems throughout the year, so we had a couple of us had to step up. We saw Tyler Nelson in the year playing very
great,
well.
Yeah.
He was should have been an all-league guard. And then J. Lou must love that gym. Kills there every time he picked it up. So I think all of us just took it on ourselves to step up a little bit and really help our team.
When you look at this Northwest Missouri State team, what makes them such a difficult check on defense? Because they can score in bunches, but you guys held them to one of their lowest totals of the year.
Yeah, definitely one of the best offenses in the country. They can just score at every level, and the best thing that they're good at is they expose the mismatch every time, and they find where it is. So that's one of our things we focused on, try to get through screens. And then even on the mismatch, Will did a great job guarding Trev. That was big time.
So are we ready for an 8-hour bus ride and then a little NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
Because then you get to say, hey, guys, I've been to Aberdeen, South Dakota.
For sure. I think we're ready. I feel like that we won that championship. It gave our guys like a different confidence about them. Like, yeah, we can really go do this and go really make a run at this.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Tyler. No matter what happens, a phenomenal season, and congratulations on a terrific, terrific season this year. We appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
That is Tyler Guyman, the outstanding, unanimous all-conference and all-team on defense. That's right, first team all-defense. That will do it here from Skinny Sports Bar and a Grill. I want to thank Tyler Guyman, Jace Williams, and head coach Brett Fowler, as the Washburn Ichabods will be in action on Saturday, 8:45 in the evening. So it'll be a little late night with the Ichabod. And if they win, they'll play Sunday. If they win, they'll play Tuesday. If this is the final edition of the Washburn Coach Show, I want to give a big thank you to Skinny Sports Bar and Grill for another year here at the great Huntoon Engage location. That will do it here from Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. So for Britt Swagger back at the Country 106.9 Studios, it will be NCAA tournament basketball on Saturday right here on your home for Washburn Athletics Country 106.9.